This is the 2027 Toyota Land Cruiser. Is it the ultimate mid-size two-row SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. When you look at it, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is a Land Cruiser. While this is the current generation, it retains some of that older look that lets you know what you're looking at. Now we're going to have the nice squared off front end here. It has that aggressive muscular look. That's a good thing. I really like the design here with this upper grille area, the Toyota logo prominently placed there as opposed to the Toyota Crown. And we're going to have our lower area, and we're going to have no gloss finishes here. I like that. A little bit of a shiny finish in this area, but being that that's plastic, that's not going to be as big of a deal as it would if it was painted, because it's going to hold up when you're driving down the road, going on the trails, whatever you're doing. Front view camera will be right here. There's gonna be cameras all over the place. And as we work our way over, we're gonna have our full LED lighting with our LED headlights and LED daytime running lights, also the LED fog lights right down here. And we'll work our way over. Kind of hard to see, but you do have the active air curtains right here as well. If you want to show that real quick on the shot, we'll let them see that. And the thing about that that's nice is with this nice big boxy vehicle, that helps a little bit with aerodynamics, so a little bit better gas mileage. The design of the hood is perfect. I like that we have this little kind of a valley here in the middle. Works just right, not too big, not too small. And then this area right here that works towards the back just kind of draws your eyes back towards the rest of the vehicle. Working our way down, we're going to have again that matte finish. It is going to be plastic again, but that's really good if you're going to do off-roading, because this is going to have full-time four-wheel drive, so it is very capable off-road. Going to have the 18-inch wheels with a matte finish. That's a good thing. Working our way up, we'll have a gloss finish on our mirrors. Turn signal indicators built in. They're going to be heated and power adjustable. Also going to be power folding and have blind spot monitoring built in. Now let me show you your key fob or remote, whichever you want to call that. Lock, unlock, you can open and close your power tailgate. You've got your find my vehicle button right there, or the panic button as it's often referred to. And then I'm going to come right back here and pull out the mechanical key, and you might wonder, what exactly is that for? In the event that the battery in the key fob dies or the vehicle itself, there's your key, or your lock, I should say. You can use the key to get in, lock and unlock things, no big deal where that's concerned. Gloss black finish on the door handles, as you can see right there. Working our way down, we're going to have the affixed in place assist steps. I think that works quite well. Again, that same finish with the trim along the bottom side of the doors. When it comes to off-roading, that may not be the best thing, but it's here. It's one of those things. You do have an 8.3-inch ground clearance, by the way. We're going to have the roof rails up top with the crossbars already installed. I like that. That's the way these vehicles should come, with things like that already here. Nice large windows, easy to see out of all the way around. A little trim piece that draws your eye here to the back. We're going to have the nice large rear window spoiler, rear roof spoiler, and our exposed rear window wiper that could be neatly tucked away in there, but it's not necessarily a big deal. Now, something that I like is what you have right here. Not a lot of SUVs in this day and age offer the ability to just open the glass on the tailgate back here, but you can do that. That way it's easier to reach in and get whatever you need or take it out, whatever the situation is with that. Also a rear window defogger built in. We're going to finish things off here with our LED taillights, nice, large, prominently displayed. Going to get the job done for you as you're driving down the road. And right here tells you what is under the hood. Why don't we pop the hood and we'll talk a little more about that. The standard powertrain on the Land Cruiser is the 2.4-liter iForce Max turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Now it does make a good bit of horsepower and torque, as we're looking at 326 horsepower, 465 pounds-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60, 7.7 seconds, top speed about 110 miles per hour. And here are some goodies you can expect to find here as well. We talked about full-time four-wheel drive, 2-speed transfer case, locking center differential with an available locking rear diff. We're also going to have the multi-terrain select, crawl mode, downhill assist, or hill descent control as it's often called, and the stabilizer disconnect mechanism. Now, How about your MPGs and the window sticker? I know a lot of you like to see the window sticker. I think you'll be able to see it today because we don't have too much of a glare. Hopefully you can see it, but here are your potential MPGs. We're looking at 22 city, 25 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven if you're good with your right foot. How about your gas tank details? You don't get that in every single one of these videos. 17.9 gallons is gonna be your capacity. And in the city, you're looking at about 394 miles of range. Out on the highway, about 448, combined 412. Those numbers are not guaranteed. It depends on where you drive, how you drive, and you might have seen the sticker in there. It does require premium fuel. Your towing capacity comes in at about 6,000 pounds. And depending on how you set things up here in the rear, your cargo space ranges between 46.2 up to 82.1 cubic feet. You can see that you have the cargo organizer right there. That's always nice to have, something that Toyota offers in these large SUVs, or any of their SUVs for that matter. So that works out really well. You can see you got the cargo cover right there. That is removable, by the way, so you don't have to leave that in there. That's going to take up some space, obviously. When you need it, you can do that. Seats are lowered down, as you can see, and you can see everything else that we have here as far as space goes. We're also going to have the power outlet right there, as you can see, if you need to power something. And something that I like here is also the location of the lights right there in the tailgate itself that are going to shine down and illuminate this area quite nicely. And let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find. We'll start with the door panel. A nice large armrest, that always works well. Plenty of room where that is concerned. Underneath that, the door bin that you could put a couple of bottles in if you wanted to. Now, something that I know a lot of people ask about, do the rear seat backs recline? Yes, they do. As you can see, got this side sitting up at a more upright position, and you can see what we have over here with these reclining. I do wish there was some kind of a tab or something you could pull on to bring this armrest down with the cup holders built in. It's not too hard to deal with, but it would be a little bit more convenient that way. Then we do have the grab handle right here. I'm going to hop inside. Now, there's no panoramic sunroof here in this particular case. We're only going to have the front sunroof, so depending on what you want, I want to consider that. We'll also have our rear seat pockets right here. And then as we work our way across, we're going to find the control center for the third zone of climate control. And guess what? Heated seats, don't need that today. Ventilated seats, we do need that today. But nice to have that in the back seat area for your passengers back here. And you can see all of your other controls here as far as temperature and fan speed and all that good stuff. Down below that, we come down and find a 12-volt power outlet and a couple of USB ports. And I do like our all-weather floor mat set up down here, so that way, if anybody's shoes are dirty or muddy or whatever the case is, you can just pull those out, hose those off when you've been out off-roading. And if you're wondering where the air conditioning vents are located, I love this location because it's so close to the passengers. That works really well instead of having them way down here on the center console. The sticker price, for those who want to know, at Yoakum Toyota is $76,128. Let's see what else you get for that price. Here's that sunroof I was telling you about earlier. It will open if you want it to, but it does have that manual shade right there. And then you can see everything that we have here as far as the upper console goes. Typical features and functions, got your lights, all that good stuff. It's all going to be here. Now, we'll work our way down. You can see the air conditioning vents. Working our way across, we've got this style, but if we go all the way across, we're going to have our glove box right there. But then above that, you have that round air conditioning vent. Kind of confusing my cameraman a little bit on doing things differently. But let's take a look at the passenger side door panel. We're going to have the nice large armrest, once again, just like we did with the rear doors, but a larger door bin than what we had with the rear doors. Plenty of space where that is concerned. We're going to have power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger that are both heated and ventilated. Here are our controls for our side view mirrors. You can leave those on or off. This button is what I pushed to fold those mirrors in earlier in the video. And then we're going to have one touch down, one touch up, at all 4 doors. That's a good thing. You can lock the windows if you want to, and you can see things such as your auto high beams. You can see some of our other controls here. I think you know what a lot of that is. Here's the button to open and close your power tailgate from the driver's seat. You need to push this button to open the gas door. And we're going to have a power adjustable steering wheel via the control right here. It is tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel mounted controls. I'm sure you're familiar with what all of this is. And then over here on the right hand side, the front and rear window wiper control. And then we're going to have everything for our fog lights and our headlights and tail lights right here. You can just leave that on auto if you want to. Whatever you need to do, that will be taken care of. But it's also a multitasker because it allows you to use your blinkers for those of you that have spent time studying how to do that, because I know a lot of you haven't, because I drive around you on the road. Now, we can go into settings right here if we want to and go through. We do have a head-up display, kind of hard to see right now, but you can see the adjustment is right there. So you know it's here, but you can see the different options depending on what you want to turn on and off or what you want to know about. You can also come back out of that screen, and if you want to know about your tire pressure, we can hit that arrow and arrow over to that area. There it is right there. A lot of you like to have that displayed, so you just arrow through. You can see what all you have where that is concerned. And we're going to have our digital rear view mirror right here. As you can see, you can make your adjustments to that, and there's actually quite a few. You can go through the different menu options, and then you make your adjustments via the 2 controls right here on the right hand side, the 2 buttons. But if you want that to be a conventional rear view mirror, you can do that. Right here is going to be home link, so if you want to take care of programming in your garage doors, you have 3 different buttons for that. That's all going to be here, and you're good to go with that. Now, we'll work our way down. We're going to have the volume control and the button to turn the audio on and off with your JBL sound system that's here. We're going to give you a demonstration of that in just a bit. And then you can see everything that's here as far as the center screen goes. I like that it's vertical, it's flat. That's going to help reduce glare. You do have your navigation, everything for audio, your phones. You can deal with your connections right there. We can also come right here, and there's a few things to go through with vehicle settings. As far as that goes, there's climate and all that good stuff. You can make adjustments there. You also have your trip information that gives you some good details, as you can see right here. Depending on what you want to know, you can go with current, you can go with history, come back out of that. You've got off-road information as well. And there's a lot going on here. This is part of what I was telling you about earlier. It will give you all of your different details as far as what's going on, depending on the position of the front wheels. You can see that on the screen in real time. So in those off-roading experiences, you can take advantage of what we have right here. Vehicle alert, not going to be anything there right now, but if you had a vehicle alert, it would be right there. We're also going to have our settings right here, and there are quite a few different things to go through depending on what you need to know about or what you need to find. I'm not going to go into great detail on that. When you go into reverse, here's what you're going to have: your camera view as far as that goes, the overhead view, and then we're going to have the rear view right there. And you also have a rear camera washer. Watch this. So there you go. You can spray a stream of windshield washer fluid right across the camera. Also, you can hit the button right here. A couple of different things you can do with this. Now, here's our overhead view with 360 degrees of view. You can also come right here and see the hoodless view. You can see that is live as the golf cart goes cruising by. But you can see all around the Land Cruiser just like that. If you need to stop, you can do that. You saw the pause button right there. We hit play again. Now, let me stay on the screen. We're going to go into drive. I'm going to hit that button one more time to bring up our front view camera. You still have that overhead view, and I'll show you where that is shortly. As we work our way down, we're going to have all of our physical controls for air conditioning. Heated seats, ventilated seats, all that's going to be here. You've got dual zone climate control here in the front. Your front and rear window defoggers controlled right here. Fan speed, all that good stuff is here. All the things you're used to seeing. And right under here, it's kind of hard to see. That's the button I was using to bring up those cameras that I showed you earlier. Now, our USB connectivity is right there. We're also going to have the USB, or excuse me, I should say the wireless charging pad right down here. And then we can come over here and take a look at some of our different controls depending on what we might want to do. we can come in here and do that. You also have your drive mode selector, which is going to give you your different driving modes. You're going to have sport, normal, and eco. All of that's going to be here. And your conventional style shifter, that works really well. The power parking brake and brake hold mode. When you push that button, that means when you come to a complete stop, the brakes stay engaged until you push the gas pedal again. Traction control, you've got all of your other things here as well. You can see some of our other controls depending on what you need to do right there. And then right over here, we've got our four-wheel drive control, the selector for that. Also our cup holders. And the center console lid actually doubles as an armrest. You don't have any fold-down armrests built into these seats. I like this a lot more, at least in my opinion. A little bit less space than what you might expect as far as this area goes. When you open it, you expect all of this to be open. And here is that sampling of the JBL sound system. There you go. Hope that does it for you for those who want to know. All right, here we go on the test drive with the Land Cruiser. It gets up and goes. That's one thing you're not hurting for here. While it may not be a 6-cylinder engine, I know a lot of you say you would like to have that, but this 4-cylinder gets down the road. The iForce Max, no problem, with a very large amount of horsepower and even more torque. It's going to do the job just fine. A great vehicle for multitasking as far as hauling the family around, bringing home whatever you need to in the cargo area, plenty of room back there. You also have the ability to do the towing that you need to do, and then it is very capable off-road with four-wheel drive. And that's not only beneficial off-road, but it's going to be capable on-road when you deal with low traction situations, whether it's snow or whatever the situation may be. That's going to work quite well. A comfortable ride quality for such an off-road capable vehicle, that's a good thing. Now, the steering itself is not super tight, but that's okay. It's not that it's an issue, it's just that everything here is more tuned for the off-roading experience, especially your suspension. So everything is going to work great where that is concerned. And while I could probably make the turn right here and get in front of these vehicles, I'm not going to do that. But I think we're going to go ahead and make our quick little U-turn right here. A nice tight turning radius for a midsize SUV. We'll get on the pedal just a little bit. That's the nice advantage of the power and torque available at your disposal here. As far as adjustability for the driver's seat, plenty of space to adjust, a lot of headroom. The steering wheel and the driver's seat, highly adjustable in a multitude of ways. You're going to have lumbar support, power adjustable seats. Both have lumbar support here, as I mentioned earlier in the video, heated and ventilated. It's all here. The technology is not super difficult to learn. In fact, it's not difficult at all. But one thing that's interesting here is that while this is not meant to be a luxury vehicle, it does have a lot of niceties, but it's more of a just get in it and drive kind of thing. That's a good thing, because I know that's what a lot of you are looking for, not an overload of technology to deal with. So that's always nice. I think it has a nice balance, not too much, not too little, but it gets the job done. You have things such as your digital rear view mirror. If you want to take advantage of that, you can do that. Overall, I'd say it's a very well balanced vehicle for what it is. And there it is, the 2027 Toyota Land Cruiser. Is it the ultimate mid-size two-row SUV? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. Very distinctive, very capable on and off-road. It has a lot to offer, and it's still for sale as of the time I'm making this video at Yoakum Toyota in Shreveport, Louisiana. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at the dealership here at Yoakum for loaning us this Land Cruiser for the day so we can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.